The highlights of today's defense news, 4th of February 26. Adani Defence partners with Italian defense major Leonardo to set up helicopter manufacturing facility. Johnnette delivers third batch of JM-1 loitering munitions to Indian Army under emergency procurement. India's economic and geopolitical rise with the US trade agreement. DRDO carries out successful demonstration of solid fuel ducted ramjet technology. India and Tanzania hold fourth Joint Defence Cooperation Committee meeting in Zanzibar. Swedish firm Promoteq announces 500 crore rupees UAV plant in UP Defence Corridor. Tata, L&T and Bharat Forge surge ahead in AMCA program race. Hindustan Aeronautics faces historic exclusion. New Visakhapatnam dry dock to construct 10,000-ton Project 77 SSNs alongside S-5 ballistic missile submarines. HSL bags 3,000 crore rupees contract to build 18 Coast Guard patrol vessels. In the global highlights, Norway orders two more Type 212 CD submarines from TKMS to increase its presence in the Arctic. Hensoldt secures €100 million order for TRML 4D radars from Deal Defence. A look at the news in detail. First, from the industry. Adani Group and Italian major Leonardo announced a strategic partnership to establish an integrated helicopter manufacturing ecosystem in India. The partnership will target the Indian Armed Forces requirement, particularly for Leonardo's advanced AW169M and AW109 Tracker M helicopters. Adani Defence and Leonardo inked a memorandum of understanding for the partnership at an event in the national capital. The collaboration will deliver phased indigenization, robust maintenance, repair and overhaul capabilities, and comprehensive pilot training. India has a low helicopter penetration rate of fewer than 250 helicopters per 1 lakh people, and the country will need around 100 helicopters annually over the next 10 years. Adani Defence's latest helicopter manufacturing announcement comes a week after its strategic collaboration with Brazilian major Embraer, which aims to set up a regional aircraft manufacturing facility in India. Both companies have inked an MOU to explore cooperation, aircraft manufacturing, supply chain, and pilot training. Johnnette Technologies, an Indian unmanned systems manufacturer based in Noida, has completed the delivery of the third batch of its indigenously developed JM-1 loitering munitions to the Indian Army. The supplies were made under a contract awarded through the emergency procurement procedure. The repeat order and expanding induction of Johnnette systems reflects the growing confidence and trust of the Indian Armed Forces in the company's cutting-edge defense technologies and mission-critical solutions. JM-1 loitering munition has already proven its combat effectiveness, having been tactically utilized by the Army for precision strike missions during Operation Sindoor. Geopolitics. India-US trade agreement, finalized just days after the India-EU free trade agreement, marks a decisive inflection point in India's economic and geopolitical trajectory. Together, these two landmark deals place India at the center of the global economy, firmly establishing it as a global growth engine and securing pole position in the emerging world order. Under the India-US trade deal, tariffs on Indian goods have been cut from as high as 50% to 18%, a reduction unmatched by any major exporter outside NATO. Two major agreements, the India-EU Free Trade Agreement and the India-US Trade Deal, concluded within days, send a clear signal that India is now indispensable to global growth and stabilizing anchor in world trade. News from DRDO. DRDO has carried out successful demonstration of solid fuel ducted ramjet technology from the integrated test range Chandipur off the coast of Orissa around 10:45 hours on 3rd of February 26. The successful demonstration places India into an elite League of Nations possessing this technology that enables developing long-range air-to-air missiles to give tactical edge over the adversaries. All the subsystems, including nozzle-less booster, solid fuel ducted ramjet motor, and fuel flow controller, performed as per expectations after being initially propelled by a ground booster motor to the desired Mach number. The performance of the system was confirmed by the flight data captured by a number of tracking instruments deployed by ITR Chandipur along the coast of Bay of Bengal. Promoteq, a Sweden-based innovator in unmanned aerial vehicle technology, has announced plans to establish a state-of-the-art manufacturing plant in the Uttar Pradesh Defence Corridor. The facility will be located within the strategically positioned UP Defence Corridor. Promoteq specializes in advanced UAV systems tailored for defense, surveillance, and industrial applications. Its portfolio includes high-endurance drones equipped with AI-driven autonomy, multi-payload capabilities, and robust counter-drone measures, which have already gained traction in European markets for border security and disaster response operations. Production at the facility is slated to commence within 24 months, with an initial focus on medium altitude, long range, long endurance UAVs for the Indian Armed Forces. Future phases will incorporate next generation features like swarm intelligence and hypersonic propulsion elements. Environmental sustainability remains a core tenet of Promotex design. The plant will adhere to green manufacturing norms, utilizing solar power and recyclable composites, aligning with India's net zero defense production goals. In a watershed moment for India's aerospace sector, three private companies have been selected as the final contenders to develop the AMCA. The Aeronautical Defense Development Agency has shortlisted Tata Advanced Systems, a consortium led by L&T and the Bharat Forge Alliance, to proceed to the next stage of this critical defense program. This development signals a profound structural shift in national defense production, most notably marked by the exclusion of HAL. The shortlisted firms now face the daunting task of translating preliminary designs into commercially viable production plans. The winner, expected to be announced by late 2026, must establish a complete ecosystem for the jet, from supply chain management and quality control to final assembly and flight testing. If successful, this program will do more than just deliver a fighter jet. It will validate the Indian player's ability to handle complex military aeronautics. By moving away from a single producer model, the government aims to de-risk future projects, potentially laying the groundwork for the ensuing sixth generation fighter initiatives. Construction work for the country's next generation S-5 nuclear powered ballistic missile submarine has officially commenced. The S-5, which will form the backbone of India's future sea based nuclear deterrence, is being built at the same shipbuilding center complex that previously delivered the Arihant class follow on vessels, often referred to as the S-4 platforms. These attack submarines are expected to displace around 10,000 tons, placing them in a far superior capability bracket compared to earlier indigenous nuclear submarines. According to open source information, while the S-5 SSBNs are likely to displace over 13,000 tons to accommodate long-range K-6 ballistic missiles, the Project 77 SSNs are optimized for speed and stealth. The new facility's capacity is a strategic asset in itself and can accommodate the simultaneous construction of up to three submarines. This provides the Navy with the headroom to expand production in the future without requiring further heavy infrastructure investment, even though current government approvals cover only the first two boats. Hindustan Shipyard has won a competitive contract worth around 3,000 crore rupees to construct 18 next generation fast petrol vessels for the Indian Coast Guard. Six shipyards participated in the tender process, reflecting strong industry interest. Following detailed technical and commercial evaluations, HSL's bid was adjudged the most competitive. The FPVs will feature advanced indigenous navigation suites to monitor India's 7,516-kilometer coastline. The global news. On 30th of January 26, Norway officially signed a contract with TKMS for two additional Type 212CD submarines, increasing the planned fleet of the Royal Norwegian Navy from 4 to 6 boats under the joint German-Norwegian Common Design Submarine Program. The Type 212CD itself is a conventionally powered attack submarine with significantly increased dimensions compared with the Type 212A. It has a surface displacement of about 2,500 tons and a submerged displacement of about 2,800 tons, a length of roughly 73 meters, a beam of 10 meters, and a draught of around 7 meters. The hull design incorporates faceted external geometry intended to reduce detectability by modern active sonar systems, and the larger internal volume supports increased energy storage, higher endurance, and additional mission payload capacity. The submarines are designed for operation in the North Atlantic and Arctic regions with an endurance specified at up to 41 days. Hensoldt has secured a €100 million order from Diehl Defence to supply TRML-4D air surveillance radars along with maintenance and training packages to countries participating in the European Sky Shield initiative. The TRML-4D active electronically scanned array radar will be integrated into Diehl Defence's IRIS-T SLM air defense system. That's the news for today. We hope you have enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our channel and do give us your feedback. Thank you.